Good morning, wise souls. I'm Patience McGrane. Welcome to Patience in the Morning, where I walk widows through grief in a world that keeps moving. If your spouse, domestic partner, significant other, or co-parent has died, I am so deeply sorry, and I am honored to sit with you in this space. So if you're listening, your life has a before and after you never imagined. Maybe you're raising children alone now. Maybe you're waking up alone. Maybe your friends, coworkers, or family seem to have moved on while you are still trying to believe that he really isn't coming home. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are most likely a traumatically bereaved widow trying to breathe in a world that keeps demanding you keep up like you once did. Many grief researchers agree that grief shows up everywhere and that everyone will experience it at some point in their lives. Our culture here in the US is still profoundly grief illiterate, although this is slowly changing. Our culture expects us to bounce back long before our body, heart, and minds can recover. There is a gap between what the world expects and what is actually human, which can add to feelings of overwhelm and brokenness. So, as we begin, I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale out of your mouth with a sigh or a ha. Let's repeat that 3 more times. Breathing in through the nose, allowing your breath to gently fill your belly, ribs, chest, and then slowly exhale. Breathing in, slowly exhale. One last time, breathing in, slowly exhale. It's okay to pause and breathe whenever you need to. This pause and breath can help reset and calm your grieving mind, body, and heart. So you are not behind. You are not feeling grief for anything or anyone. You are grieving in a woman's body in a world that doesn't know how to slow down and show up fully for grief. In this episode, I'm exploring staying healthy by asking for support rather than allowing old patterns, shame, or fear to prevent you from asking for and receiving the help you want and need. Research on people who are bereaved shows that shame, guilt, and stigma after traumatic or stigmatized loss can make it harder to reach out for support. Many bereaved people report fear of being judged or pitied, worry that others will see them as weak if they ask for help, the belief they should be able to handle the death and all the secondary losses alone. Studies on suicide-related and trauma-related bereavement describe shame and stigma leading to secrecy, isolation, and reluctance to seek help, even when distress is high. So, in other words, the part of you that needs help the most may also feel the most ashamed of needing help. That might sound like everyone thinks I'm strong. If I fall apart, they'll be disappointed. They've done enough. I can't keep asking. If I tell the truth about how bad it is and how I feel, they'll pull away or try to fix me. Self-stigma around mental health can add another layer. The fear that seeing a therapist or joining a group means you're crazy or broken, but you're not crazy. You're not broken. You are bereaved, and this often comes with a heavy load. It can be heavier if you have children in your care. This is where compassion and truth become healthy practices. Stating the truth. I have been through something that no human can carry alone. And then showing yourself the compassion, needing help now and for the next 5 to 10, I don't know, years is not a failure. It's an honest response to a devastating loss. So if you're raising bereaved children, you will need and want safe help for many years to come. Being realistic, truthful, and compassionate to yourself is essential to your well-being. Let's gently name something many widows experience and rarely talk about. The pull toward a new romantic relationship early in grief or during anticipatory grief. When your spouse dies or is diagnosed with a terminal illness, you don't just lose a person. You lose your primary emotional anchor, your rock. The person you shared responsibilities, roles, chores, and parenting with. The person you shared your touch, affection, and everyday companionship, your co-regulator. Someone to lean on when the world feels so heavy you need to be held and nurtured. Your nervous system learned to feel safer when your person was near or well or just alive. Often, loneliness arises after they die, and it feels physically unbearable. It is completely understandable if part of you thinks, if I can find someone new, maybe I'll feel more stable, lovable, and less afraid. Sometimes new widows reach for dating apps and opportunities just to talk and connect to someone. Like they reach for old flames, available coworkers, or friends who suddenly feel appealing, and this can lead to a fast, intense connection that seems to promise comfort and security. And this falls into what we might call a grief rebound, which is a relationship entered as a means to numb, distract, or stabilize and to survive the death of your loved one and secondary losses, rather than from a grounded sense of readiness and choice in entering a new relationship. If you pause long enough to inquire, you might find that you are hoping, if someone loves me, I won't feel so empty. If there's another adult around, I won't feel so overwhelmed. If I focus on this new person, maybe I won't miss my spouse so much. And none of this makes you bad or disloyal. It makes you human and trying to protect yourself from what seems unbearable. So here's a gentle caution. When a romance becomes the main or only way you're reaching for or receiving emotional support and practical help after the death of a loved one, especially your spouse, it can blur your ability to see red flags, or you just paint red flags green and don't even know it. It can put enormous pressure on a fragile new relationship. And it can delay the grieving and healing work your mind, body, and heart need, as well as what your children need. A healthier alternative to inviting dating, love, or romance into the raw center of your grief is to intentionally build a non romantic web of care. This is a mix of people and neutral supporters who hold different parts of your load. That might include a grief-informed therapist, counselor, or coach, someone neutral who doesn't need you to be okay and has empathy for you. A widow support group or online community for widows or grievers, or a family bereavement support group. One or two trusted friends or family members that can provide practical help, like meals, rides, childcare, playdates, paperwork, household help. A spiritual director, chaplain, or faith leader who can hold your questions about loss and life without rushing you to be strong or dismissing your pain. So instead of pouring all your needs into one new partner, you give yourself permission to have multiple safe containers to share the weight of your loss. This lowers the pressure on you and your new partner and protects any future relationships from being used primarily as an unconscious or conscious survival strategy. And yes, you are trying to survive. So, one reason it can feel so hard to ask for or receive help is shame. When someone close to us dies, our vulnerability increases. And then shame can distort vulnerability into feelings of inadequacy. It can distort it into fear of burdening others, fear of rejection, and just this feeling that you're not good enough to receive love, support, or help. Another reason it can be hard to ask and receive help after your spouse dies could be because your identity is wrapped up in being the strong one, the caregiver, the capable partner, the super mom. So asking for help can feel like admitting failure or confirming your worst fears about being too needy or just too much. So research on help seeking shows that self-reliance, fear of judgment, and internalized stigma are common barriers for people facing grief and trauma. Many of us have been taught if you need help, you are weak. That message is a lie. So I invite you to practice asking for help in a way that honors your strength and your vulnerability. So, first, mindfully choose a trustworthy person. So, think of someone who has shown up consistently, respected your boundaries, did not minimize your grief. Next, name your situation and limit the ask. So, you might say, since Dave died, I'm realizing I can't do all this alone. I'm working on being more honest about what I need. Would you be willing to help with one specific thing for the next month, like bringing a meal on Tuesdays, doing one school pickup each week, or being my weekly check-in call? Then pause and let them respond. It may feel excruciating to wait, and you deserve a real answer, not a vague, let me know if you need anything. So if they say yes, you practice receiving. If they say no or are unclear, that's information, not proof that you shouldn't ask anyone. You deserve people who can show up with a full heart. So sometimes the safest place to ask for help first is someone outside your family and friend circle, especially if you fear being judged or rejected. So you might call a grief center, a hospice bereavement program, or a mental health clinic, which is a counseling office. You might find and receive support from a grief-informed therapist, counselor, or coach. You might contact a national resource, such as the mental health helpline or a referral service in your county. Like there's a SAMHSA, SAMHSA in the US, and then there's Crisis Connect. And then if you search online, you can find a lot of local community helpline that will help you with grief. When you reach out, you might say on the phone or in an email, my spouse died and I'm struggling with daily life. I notice I'm hesitant and scared to ask my friends and family for help. I'm tempted to rush into dating just so I'm not alone. I'm looking for a neutral, grief-informed space where I can talk honestly and learn some healthier ways to cope. This is actual strength. You are building support that doesn't depend on romance and doesn't require you to perform being fine or caring for someone else's needs, other than your own and your children's, who need it the most right now. This is a vulnerable time. Your partner's death is an enormous loss, and you need support and care as well as time to process and heal. Now, I invite you to take a quick somatic pause with me. If it's safe to do so, soften your gaze or close your eyes. Feel your feet on the floor or your body supported by the chair or bed. Take a gentle breath in through your nose and let it out slowly from your mouth like a sigh. When you let the breath out, imagine you're fogging the bathroom mirror. Now silently name 3 sensations you notice in your body. They could be a heavy chest, a tight throat, buzzing hands. And place one hand over your heart and the other over your belly. Inhale slowly to a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I invite you to continue this breath for as long as you like. Just breathing at your own pace. This breath helps release physical tension, channels pent up sorrow and anxiety out of the body. It reduces stress hormones that increase after loss. This breath helps create calmness, clarity, and kindness to your grieving mind, body, and heart. So as you breathe, welcoming in whatever arises. If nothing comes, that's okay. This moment is about saying to yourself, I'm here, I'm listening, I've got you, you matter. Feel free to just continue breathing as I close this episode. You are not supposed to carry grief all alone. Needing and receiving help does not make you weak. It enhances your beauty, your bravery, your resilience, and your humanness. I'm patient McGrane. Thank you for trusting me with your grief today. I appreciate you spending this time with me. If this episode helped you feel a little less alone, you're welcome to listen again, share it with another widow who might be silently hurting, and come back whenever you need some support and a reminder that your grief matters.